Let's spend a moment on debt relief, which is again a key thrust area, especially for countries in the global south which are facing incredibly high levels of debt. How do you hope to deal with that, Mr. Banga?
So as you know, the G20 has a common framework for this whole situation. The IMF and the World Bank together, the IMF takes the lead on this. The IMF and the World Bank together have created a global sovereign debt roundtable. And what happens at the roundtable is that all the creditors for that country show up and talk about what debt have they got outstanding, what are the covenants, and what the repayments are. That's what got done recently for Zambia. And that's the work we need to do for a few other countries. And then you can take the decision on what kind of haircuts will be taken both by the sovereign lenders but also by other bilaterals. In the past, when the Bank and World Bank and the IMF have participated and helped, what essentially happens is we are not part of the haircut regime. We are the guys who are there when the country needs new lending. So Zambia, we are right now putting together a package for Zambia to look forward for the next 20 years. So that's the role we play. We play, get them on the table together, get an agreement, and then step in to put more money on the table for them to be able to do the right thing, concessionally priced. Now, I want to end by one thing on debt. In rising interest rates, the debt that was taken by some of these countries in the time period of low interest rates clearly was probably either not well enough thought through or well enough planned for in a scenario of rising interest rates. What would be very challenging also for these countries will be if these rising interest rates stay higher for longer, which is entirely possible today because the US economy, India, ASEAN are doing better than people thought. And if you looked at the recent UK numbers, the UK is doing better than people thought. And so I think there is a case to be made that this entire debt situation needs to be taken on a war footing with sincerity of purpose sooner rather than later. I know that the IMF and World Bank are working on it. I know that India was a big part of this solution by creating the roundtable. The Paris Club is involved. There's a lot of people trying to get this right. It's going to be hard work for the next period of time.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.